Close to violet on a Sunday, nearly made it into bloom. But I know, oh, the ordinary Monday turning back to blue. Long for what's to come, keep forgetting how to make it known before it's already gone.